In the biggest story in sports this week, Simone Biles withdrew from the Olympics shortly after the United States gymnastics team's qualifying round. At the time, she said she would try to compete in the individual all-arounds, but later dropped out altogether. Originally, Biles' decision was reported as the result of mental health concerns that were keeping her from competing at her usual level, but what's actually going on is a little more complicated than that. Biles has come down with a case of what's called the twisties. It's basically like the yips, where a professional athlete suddenly struggles to perform even the most basic aspect of their sport, such as a golfer routinely missing 2-foot putts. Professional golfer, I do that every day. With the twisties, gymnasts lose their ability to track themselves in the middle of the air, and they start to struggle moving their body the way they want. This can be very dangerous. Biles posted then deleted a video of her landing on her back on an uneven bar dismount during warm-ups. The twisties is more common in gymnasts than you might think. Two-time Olympic gold medal trampolinist Rosie McLennan of Canada struggled with her own version while training for the 2016 Games in Rio. She was able to recover in time and take gold, but only after a painstaking process to get back to competing. Biles herself has struggled with them before and says for her they usually go away within 2 weeks or so. The gymnast decision drew some criticism, but also support from around the sporting world. Tennis star Novak Djokovic has said, "Pressure is a privilege. Without pressure, there is no professional sport." But Kevin Love of the Cleveland Cavaliers posted a very long Instagram post in which he said, "Understand this, by being open about your struggles, you flip vulnerabilities into victories." Some of Biles' criticizers pointed to Kerri Strug, who famously won the U.S. gymnastics gold in 1996 by vaulting on an injured ankle. However, Strug later admitted she only vaulted because she feared reprimand from her own coaches. The entire origin of the modern U.S. gymnastics program is based around athletes being pushed well beyond the bounds of acceptable training. Famous gymnasts like Ali Raichman and Michaela Maroney have spoken out about poor treatment in the past, and that is to say nothing of the Larry Nassar sexual abuse scandal, which the program still has yet to fully reckon with, and Biles herself is one of the faces of. Additionally, for what it's worth, Kerri Strug also voiced her support for Simone's decision. Stress in athletes is something we as a society usually treat like I'm treating the dishes in my sink right now. We ignore them. But lately, athletes have begun speaking out more about mental health. Naomi Osaka withdrew from the French Open this year, citing a need to take time to manage her stress and recover mentally. And after Biles' announcement, other athletes have begun to talk more openly about their stress as well. A lot of the time, we in the public expect athletes to be more like emotionless robots, rising above no matter the obstacle. Like when Brett Favre famously played the day after his father died and tore through the Raiders like cheap toilet paper, throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in the game. But athletes are humans too, and especially in the internet age, where connecting with them is easier than ever before, more people need to remember that.